A warm welcome and thank you for joining us on Tuesday's edition of Primetime News. I'm Shalva Wells. Leading our bulletin, liberation struggle icon Professor Mburumba Karina, the man who coined the name Namibia, has died in Windhoek at the age of 89. The news, which spread like wildfire across various media platforms Monday evening, was confirmed to Nampa by a senior government official. At this stage, details around the cause of his death remain sketchy. Karina was born in Chumep on 6 June 1932. Chief Justice Peter Shivute has challenged Landless People's Movement LPM leader Bernardus Swartboy to prove that there are high levels of imbibing of alcohol in the judiciary. Our journalist Maria Kanjungu compiled this report.
The Chief Justice made the remark today in response to questions by this agency regarding a call by Swartboy for the judiciary to offer rehabilitation to some of its judges whom, according to the politician, are addicted to alcohol, rendering them incompetent. Swartboy last week said some judgments crafted by Namibian judges fall short of the required standard in law and logic, and that the independence of the judiciary is fast becoming eroded. The LPM leader, a lawmaker himself who previously worked as a government prosecutor, said a close analysis of some judgments by the judges shows that they must be rehabilitated to address their love for alcohol. In response, the Chief Justice said attacks on the integrity of individual judges and the institution of the judiciary are unfortunate and corrosive, especially coming from those who hold public offices. Shivute also warned that those who make such claims or report them without evidence render themselves liable to actionable defamation.
Minister of Education, Arts and Culture, Anaingi Pondoka, has urged teachers to continue following the regulations that are in place to help curb the spread of COVID-19 as teachers continue to contract the virus.
Pondoka made the call here Monday during a consultative meeting on the implementation of the advanced subsidiary level curriculum in the Karas region. She stressed that a teacher is a key person in the development of this country. We are losing teachers. Losing more than 10 teachers is very painful. Let us keep safe and let us treat every person we meet like it's a suspected COVID-19 case. She further urged teachers to do all they can to make the first advanced subsidiary class of 2021 a trailblazer in terms of ensuring progress to universities to encourage more learners from grade 11 to work hard to progress to the AS level. Speaking at the same occasion, Kara's Governor Alette Frederick raised concern about the number of learners from her region admitted in various institutions of higher education, noting that the number remains low. The governor noted that they need to redouble efforts to ensure that learners are prepared in terms of performance to access tertiary education in the region.
Still on COVID-19 related matters, the Ministry of Home Affairs, Immigration, Safety and Security has suspended the applications of identity document cards for 2 weeks due to the increasing number of COVID-19 cases among staff members at various offices countrywide.
In a media statement issued today, the Ministry of Home Affairs, Immigration, Safety and Security Executive Director Etienne Moritz said that ID applications will be suspended from 16 June until 2 July 2021. The executive director said for the past 3 weeks, the ministry has registered a high number of COVID-19 cases among its staff members at different offices countrywide, a situation which has forced the ministry to suspend some of its services that are crucial to the public. Moritz further noted that due to the manual fingerprint capturing during the ID registration process, physical contact between the clients and the staff members cannot be avoided, which defies the protocol of social distancing. Members of the public who are not in urgent need of national documents, especially the IDs that require physical contact, the executive director said they should delay their applications and help the government in fighting the pandemic.
Stand by for your top roundup. Moving on to the world of business, Namibia's annual inflation rate for May 2021 stood at 3.8%, up from 2.1% of May 2020, Namibia Statistics Agency NSA said Tuesday.
Namibia Statistics Agency Statistician General Alex Shimwafeni said the main contributors to the higher annual inflation rate were food and non-alcoholic beverages and transport. The Statistician General added that food and non-alcoholic beverages, which account for 16.5% of the basket of goods and services, increased by 6.6% year-on-year, while transport, which accounts for 14.3% of the basket, increased by 7.3% year-on-year. Shimwafeni said monthly inflation for May rose by 0.3%, up from 0.4% recorded in April. Namibia's overall inflation is projected to average around 3.2% for 2021, according to the central bank.
The Namibia Financial Institutions Supervisory Authority, NAMFISA, received 283 complaints from consumers of financial service providers in the fourth quarter of 2020. The authority's fourth quarterly report issued on Friday indicates that this is an increase of 8.4% from the third quarter of 2020 and an increase of 6.8% on an annual basis.
NAMFISA's fourth quarterly report read that about 69.3% of the complaints received during the quarter were resolved. Further, out of the 283 complaints, 98.6% jointly originated from only four industries, namely micro-lending and credit agreements, long-term insurance, short-term insurance, and retirement funds. The micro-lending industry's loan book value declined on a quarterly and yearly basis by 5.3% and 19.1% respectively to 6.1 billion Namibian dollars at the end of the fourth quarter of 2020. It noted that in the preceding quarters, the value of the loan book continued to be dominated mainly by the stock for the term lenders that stood at 6 billion Namibian dollars, accounting for almost 98% of the total share.
It's time for the Business and Economics Roundup. That's all the news we had for you this evening. Kindly stand by for tonight's sports update with Michael Madimba.
Thank you, Shalva. In our sports installment tonight, we commence with football-related news. The 20th Council of Southern African Football Associations COSAFA 2021 Cup draw will take place at the Nelson Mandela Bay City on Thursday, June 17.
This year's regional tournament will feature 12 teams, including guest Senegal, who are ranked number 1 on the African continent and number 22 on the globe by the World Football Body, the International Federation of Association Football. The tournament will take place from 7 to 18 July 2021 in South Africa and comes at the back of the cancellation of the 2020 event due to the coronavirus outbreak last year. Namibia Football Association Secretary General Franco Cosmos confirmed to the Namibia Press Agency on Tuesday that Namibia will participate in the tournament despite contact sport being banned due to COVID-19. Only 10 countries have so far confirmed their participation, namely host South Africa, defending champion Zambia, record 6-time winners Zimbabwe, Botswana, Comoros Islands, Eswatini, Lesotho, Malawi, Mozambique, and Namibia. The 12th team will be confirmed in the coming days.
Moving on to international football. Liverpool have been granted planning permission for their proposed expansion of the Anfield Road stand, which would increase the capacity at Anfield to over 61,000, Liverpool City Council said today.
The redevelopment will increase the ground's capacity by around 7,000, making Anfield the third largest stadium in the Premier League by capacity after Manchester United's Old Trafford Stadium. Liverpool have also been given permission to host up to 6 concerts and major events at Anfield for a period of 5 years. Liverpool completed expansion of the main stand in 2016, which increased its capacity to 54,000.
Still on international football with a twist of humor. Germany players can forego their healthy diet and will be treated to fish and chips should they make it to the Euro 2020 final. Here's the story filed by our international subscriber DPA.
The team's chef, Anton Schmausch, told today's Mitte Bayerische Zeitung that he is ready to make such an exception, basing his grocery shopping list on the site of the last games. Schmausch said London is not the only site of the semi-finals, but also the final. If they reach that, there should be fish and chips for a change to celebrate the day, which is otherwise not a typical athlete's dish. Schmausch has been cooking for the Germany team the last 4 years and believes that Manuel Neuer and company have a realistic chance of earning the rather unhealthy dish.
Your sports roundup is up next. That's all the news we had for you this evening. Well, thank you for tuning in. As always, give us a thumbs up and share. If you're new to this channel, please don't forget to subscribe. Also, click on the notifications bell to stay posted on the latest happenings locally and globally. Once more, we urge you to mask up, sanitize, and adhere to all stipulated health protocols. Catch us on the morrow for your daily dose of primetime news. From myself and the entire team behind the scenes, it's good night.